Mocko seemed to become quite friendly with our new guest.
I might die tonight, but if I do, I'm a...
Love thyself.
Knowing there's a problem at hand to begin with.
Ooh, we're back.
Right
Schmitto,
on.
how are ya?
Good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Episode 12. It's been a little while, but we're here and we're back and we've got a big old guest with us. We've got a real big guest. Let's get serious.
We do. YouTube and sensation.
The man himself.
Greg Barling.
Ooh, wait, hold on.
Like, if we can go, I swear there's like a crowd one where we can cheer. Is there like...
Oh, that should have been really... Yeah.
All right, here he is.
How are you, Greggy?
Good, thanks, boys.
How are you, man?
Nice.
I'm going all right, thanks.
So I guess for anyone that watches us should know Greg because he's way cooler and way more of a, what would you call it?
A dirt digging god.
He is the dirt digging Aussie god. So you got to check out his YouTube channel. He's on the YouTubes and, well, I guess, Schmitto, you sort of found... How did Greg come part of our lives?
Well, probably...
Because we're big fans.
Yeah, definitely are. It's great to have you here, mate. Sitting next to me. I'm a little bit shell-shocked, to be honest.
It's good.
All good. So back, probably, we were just talking about it before, maybe 3 years, 2.5 years. When I was in Queensland, I had a bit of time on my hand back then. Found myself watching a lot of YouTube and surfing the YouTube channels a lot and come across a dude named Greg Barling, and I was like, what's this guy all about? Seeing he was into the dirt jumps and bikes and things like that, and I was like, bloody oath, I'll have a good watch. And it was just like it was just like me out in the paddocks digging back in the day, whatever, all that stuff, and I gelled with it, and I was like, fuck, found myself watching it every single day. And then YouTube things stopped for me because I became a whole lot busier when I moved back down here and stuff. And then when I could get back on YouTube and surf it and see what it's all about, Borgs was into it as well, and I thought, fuck yeah, remembered about Greg, and I showed Borgs because we were into the jumping and the bikes and we were riding a whole lot more then, so I was trying to think of people that I was watching.
We sort of just had a little bit of I was sort of showing you some things on what I was sort of into on YouTube, and you were like, this is what I watch on YouTube, and this is sort of what gets me going, Greg being one of them. And then since then...
Just the everything, man. Like, it was very, like I was saying to you before, it was really good to watch and interesting to watch, and it obviously holds people there because you do have a good audience and a good subscriber base, and it shows because... I'm one of them people, and like I've seen a lot of stuff in the motorcycle industry and how things are done by different people, but it's awesome to see someone out there that just wants to do it, doesn't have all the resources, but you just make it happen with what you've got. And I think that's what kept me coming back, and still to this day. And it's sick to see. And you've mastered the way of a fucking shovel, that's for sure. You know your way around a shovel, and
Definitely.
It shows, man, and it's cool. So that's where that all came about.
Yep. So. Well, anyway, let's have a bit of a yarn. How did you get into bikes?
Pretty much like ever since I was young, I've always kind of liked bikes, cars, motorbikes.
Yep.
I always wanted to get a motorbike when I was young, but my mum's like a operating theatre nurse, so like she sees all the bad accidents.
She's seen a lot.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and like I was actually about to get one at one stage, and then one of the neighbours had a real bad crash on their motorbike, so then I ended up getting like a little buggy go-kart thing to mess around in.
Yep.
And then, later on when I got into high school, a couple of my neighbours and that were into riding BMX. And, through school we just met. Like, I didn't even know they lived in the same neighbourhood as me. And,
Nice.
got into riding jumps and that.
Yep.
So is it a pretty strong bike community?
Not anymore. Like, a lot of my mates like just grew out of it now. So yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that happens most of the time. There's only those few committed ones that keep going through it. The rest of them sort of get distracted by things like turning 18 and driving and girls and cars and doing stupid things at clubs and all that sort of thing. So obviously, does that not interest you? You don't look like the sort that is very interested in that. You'd rather be out in a paddock digging jumps, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. At one stage I was a bit into like going out and that, and now I just got a girlfriend, and so yeah, Just
Nice.
Yep.
focusing on what I need to be doing.
That's the go. Good stuff.
That's
Good to
what you
hear.
want, definitely.
Good to
And
hear.
just quickly, just so people listening know, whereabouts you from and how old are you?
I'm from Mildura and I'm 22 now.
Yep. Nice. And you've lived in Mildura your whole life?
Yeah, my whole life.
Yep. Nice.
And I think, too, just to touch on anyone that's sort of watching, listening, or whatever, I think I need to describe these jumps that this kid builds. Right? I'm talking X Games spec trails that are nicer to look at than 90% of people that do, like, landscaping. Like, it is literally, like, they are so perfectly tuned.
Put it this way, if I didn't know, if I had just built a new house and didn't know what I was going to do in the garden space and landscaping, and I was like, I'm fucked for ideas. Fuck this. I'm calling Greg.
Yep.
Come down and build me some jumps that look like yours, and that'd just be lovely. That's all I'd look at. Fuck grass.
Yeah, the quality in that. And I guess going on that, how were you inspired by certain jumps to like then go make them, or were you just like, and it eventually got to the stage that you're at, or were you like, I want to build jumps like that, and you did it?
Yeah, definitely there was some spots that made me want to make my jumps like that. Like in high school, seeing like George Road or something like that in New Zealand.
Yep.
Yeah, I was wondering how the hell they get their jumps like that, and then like eventually I just learned over
Sick.
experimenting and building.
Yep.
Like, and there was obviously a lot to learn, yeah?
Oh yeah, there's
It's
a fair
not
bit.
just grabbing a shovel and a wheelbarrow and dumping some dirt down and hoping for the best, is it?
Yeah, no, not really. You got to add water and stack up the dirt, and just keep stacking the sides up.
I seen in one of your videos, I think it was a how-to on the building side of things. Were you sifting dirt?
Oh no, I don't actually do that, but I do know a few people that actually sift dirt. I think at City Dirt in Adelaide they do that, and I don't know if you guys know King of Spades. Have you came across him?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he does that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
So that must be just different grades of dirt, obviously, that they need to get it to a more of a sand base.
Yeah, I find like the rocks in the dirt actually come in handy because they actually help it go harder.
Yep.
But the only bad thing is when you're trying to get the top smooth and you keep coming
Pulling
into
those rocks out.
Yeah.
Well, Carby's out there chasing birds. Oi! Anyway, he'll be right.
It'll be good.
So anyway, this is I don't know where else we got. What else do you got written on there, Schmitto? Just to keep a little bit of ball on. Not that I'm just going a little bit blank off that top one.
I can ask you, I guess.
Well, actually, going on, we were speaking about it a little before. Now as we've been watching it, you've got this unbelievable. What is it? 8-pack? 4 jumps?
Nah.
I don't even know myself.
Way more than that.
Yeah,
man. It's like a
it
12-pack or...
Yeah, there's a rolling into like a tabletop with like a step-up landing.
Yep.
2 rollers.
Yep.
Then 2 doubles in a row.
Yep.
And then a double roller into another double dirt jump, and then a roller into a dirt spine.
Yep. That's
And
it.
I'm going to continue the line probably and then build a bigger line
Yep.
in
Nice.
another half of the yard.
Sick. So you've got that in your backyard, and then recently you've gone out, out to the bush, if you will, where there's as we've sort of spoke about, it's an old motocross track, huh?
Yeah.
And you've built some, once again, dope as fuck jumps out there, and the council's come and sort of given you some fines, have they? Yeah. Well, how's that all gone down?
Yeah, well, pretty much I started like a bit of a YouTube series fixing up this old dirt bike track just out the back or out across the road from my place, really. And, just started building, and eventually these forestry management cars started driving around in the area.
Yep.
And I was a little bit suspicious, but I didn't think that much of it, really. So then kept making the videos and whatnot. And then eventually one day when I was just down there, they all pulled up 2 cars on me, and I had all my camera and like all my shovels out, so I was like, oh, I better not escape. And I just thought I'll see what they have to say because they mightn't actually have a problem with it.
Yep.
So
You're not out there hurting anyone.
yeah,
What's the big deal?
Yeah, that's it. Like the track was already there, so I thought, oh, maybe I should just listen and see what they have to say.
Yep.
And they tried to take all my details down and that, and eventually,
threw the book at you.
yeah, that's it. I had to go in for an interview and everything. They had screenshots from the videos. I even like privated them all. So
Yeah, right.
yeah,
they still got them. So
Yeah.
that just goes to show, no matter what you do in this world, good, how much you can do, there's someone out there always trying to stop you from doing whatever you're doing, whether it's good or bad. But we obviously push for everyone to do good.
We encourage, man.
That's just what you do in life.
As much it might be against your council rules, we encourage you to go out and build jumps wherever and whenever you want, because I think that's way better than being somewhere else doing drugs, and that's the other option. Like that to me is like
I get that these council workers have a job to do.
Of course.
But just understand and realise when you do come up to people like you did with Greg that, you know, fuck, this is better for him to be doing this. And, well, it's a motocross track anyway, and it looked like shit. Well, it looks a whole lot better now.
It looks awesome
so
now.
how about we just leave him be and it'll probably make everything look good.
Yeah.
But obviously and unfortunately, people don't think that way when they've got a job at hand and a little bit of authority comes in. But, you know, it is what it is. As long as the people out there on bikes know that that's a thing, just keep doing what you do. Keep digging, keep building.
And they didn't like really have a good reason. Like their reason was like I was destroying the bushland. It's all like dead bush, and I didn't even like destroy anything. All I did was
digging tracks that were already done.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like if they came up saying, "Oh, we don't want this," just in case someone gets hurt and then tries to blame us, I would have like, no, that's fair enough. But they didn't say anything like that. It's more to do with destroying the bushland.
Yeah.
There's like nothing out there anyway.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's hard when in those circumstances. Like I guess we've come up against different things like that over our time of riding on that, and it's just there's nothing you can do. It's like
you're always going to have whinges, unfortunately. And so, what did you just cop a decent fine, or did they?
Yeah, ended up copping a $450 fine. Me and my mate.
So you one each.
Yeah, we got one each. And
so right.
You seen that Facebook? Sent it over to me.
I seen some Facebook page that was like, 2 mil Jura men have been charged $900 for building it, and I was like, that's Greg, man. That is Greg, and he's in some trouble. I got to find out what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's sort of one of those things that to me gets a little bit. I understand at the end of the day. Yeah, look, maybe you shouldn't be doing that, but at the end of the day, are you really hurting anyone? Turn a blind eye to it and let the kids ride their bikes out in the back. Like,
exactly. Especially when your sacred land was already not good.
Yeah, it was already a track.
I understand if people are out there pulling trees out and ripping certain plants and all that, but that obviously wasn't going on. It was on a track that was already there that just was overgrown, and it's still it doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, it is what it is. You've obviously recovered from that, paid your fines, and moved on.
Yeah, I didn't even make it public really. Like most of the people that watch my stuff don't even know about that. So I thought I might as well just keep it private and not make a big deal about it.
Yep.
They're like all those comments on that Facebook post, they were all on my side, like all like parents and like just random people.
Yeah, well, because it happened up in Riddle. Well, same deal. Bunch of kids were out there building jumps for like weeks, like almost like pretty much the start of lockdown came in. The kids were like, righto, let's go build some jumps in this paddock. Then they went out there this one day and the council was there pulling them down. And it's just like, I don't know, I really can't see how that's meant to benefit anybody. Like, if anything, we need more skate parks, more places for kids to ride, because it's... Oh man, where do you?
And it happens everywhere.
It
does because like we were speaking earlier, and realised that we've watched the same couple of people, and there's a group of dudes up in Bendigo, Aussie Stees, and I seen that they'd had some really nice jumps up there, and they all got pushed over by a couple of bobcats or a bobcat. And
actually, that's another one.
Yeah, so it happens all the time, And I remember back in the day when there was jumps around here, and we'd come up to ride them with all the boys on the 50s and whatnot, and sometimes they'd be there, you'd go, and the next time they weren't, or they were half there, they were just ruined, and then someone had gone and fixed them, and it was just so hard to regulate it because they are open to anyone, and most people that even just walk past there and go, well, I can't do that, so I'm going to fucking wreck them, because and that's... Yep. Whether it's someone pointing the finger or someone that just wants to fuck them because they can't use them, there's something that happens all the time, and it's kind of shit.
The whinging old lady on the corner that's like, every morning these guys come back on their bikes and they're yelling and swearing and just like, piss off, old lady. Fuck.
Yeah, like the first day I went out digging, there was this lady out there walking, and we were doing a couple test laps, testing out the first berm that we fixed up, and she was waving her hands out.
Like loving it. Oh, no, not into it.
Yeah, no, not into it. She was getting her phone out, ready to take pictures of us and that.
See, like,
Just Nazis, man. People think they've got the authority to take it upon themselves. It's like what's going on in the world now with all this corona stuff. Not going to talk about it much, but it's the same thing. People think that they can jump in front of you and be like, hey, where's your mask? Why aren't you wearing a mask? It's like, well, hang on a minute. Where's your fucking badge? I didn't realise you got one, because the people that wear badges don't even ask me that question anyway. So what the fuck are you asking me for?
Yeah, that's true.
There's just people out there that, really don't know how to hold back on expressing what they're feeling, and it's just like sometimes I think they fucking should.
Yeah, mind your own damn business, ladies and gentlemen. But
in the sense of it all, Greg, and going back to how I end up catching on to you and your videos, and that is just through YouTube. And how's all that going, man? And how did you start with it?
Oh, that's actually a good question. Like, at first I just started out because, like, I just wanted to put out some writing edits out there because I wanted to, like, get sponsored and that. But now, like, looking back, like, I don't really even care about sponsors and that. I just want to make, like, good videos and then maybe start up my own shit one day. Like,
that's the go, man.
Respect. I dig that. I dig that vibe big time, man. Fucking oath. Good on you. And it's. I guess that's funny too, because we could probably say we've been in the same position. We've been that, like you said, when you first started, we've been in those positions where you're out there making the videos to try and get the sponsors, and then, you get to that point where you're like, well, I don't want to rep this sponsor. I want my own deal.
yeah, exactly.
That's right, man.
And you've clearly got the skill, you've got the talent, you've got the fan base behind you now. So why not? Yeah, that's sick, man. That's real good to hear that you sort of like. You
Definitely,
don't need
man.
no one. It's
and
DIY.
It's good to hear that you've figured that out, or that's just what you want, because I know myself, speaking personally, I chased the sponsors for a long time, riding freestyle motocross, and wanted to get bigger and do this and do that. And don't get me wrong, I made certain things happen and get what I wanted out of that. But end of the day, I'm still here and we're sitting next to each other talking about the same shit. It doesn't make you any more than what, like, it's a crazy runaround, I guess, when you're trying to do that stuff. But point to me story is that you've got the right idea with it all, because you could spend a whole lot of time putting time and effort into trying to get those people and the respect and earning certain things from that. And then really, end of the day, it's better if you're there doing it yourself, because you've got that for the rest of your life. Yeah, you don't have to rely on other people to support you and carry you through what you want to do.
And you can be more yourself, like if
they're not telling you how to and what to do.
Exactly. Your videos are for you. You can be like, I want to, like we spoken earlier, the one where you were like learning how to mono and stuff like that. That was for you and your fans. Where like, if you had some sponsor, they could be like, don't put that up because it doesn't make you look good. Mm-hmm. So, well, how do I get better? From learning, sponsor? Like, what do you, so at least you can always do. Carby, get over here. Sorry if I just yelled in your mic, ladies and gentlemen, but my dog's getting all over the joint. He doesn't know how to get comfy. You're unbelievable.
So the YouTube thing, you're pretty solidly going along with that. You were saying before that you've been a little bit slack on the consistency of the videos.
Yeah,
that's
definitely lately.
You're busy?
Yeah, been busy, just trying to get that schedule set up and done. And then with the corona too, I haven't been able to like travel and film in different spots, because it kind of gets a bit repetitive filming the same stuff over again.
Yep.
And I wouldn't mind like hiring something to build some jumps a bit quicker, because it takes so long just by doing it by shovel. So
just sort of get like a bit of a backhoe in there for some piles of dirt, then go clean it all up.
Yeah,
sick.
Nice. And well, I've got a couple of questions. I've noticed that there's not a whole lot of people in Mildura that chop you out with the digging and the shaping.
Yeah, no, not really.
You do it all yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much done it all by myself, actually.
Yeah, okay. So that's why you speak of a machine, because some sort of machine would
He's
be...
over it. He's done. He's mastered his skill. It's like time to move to a machine.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that something that you like interested in, working with machines and dirt building and stuff? Is that?
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't mind like buying my own like backhoe or something like that one day.
Yeah. Doing a bit of sort of landscaping, earth moving stuff.
Yeah.
Sick, man. Going back to sort of what you were saying about the YouTube, and then like sort of original thing was to chase sponsors. You've ended up doing this YouTube anyway, and it's sort of blown up in a different way. Has that produced things like sponsors? Have you got any sponsors now, or are you?
Oh yeah, kind of. I work with a few companies, like sort of. They just get me to help promote their stuff, and I just like get like a commission on sales sort of
nice.
thing.
Yep.
So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm really sponsored, but yeah, I just like a bit
Got
of
a couple of hookups.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the go. Always good. And to be honest, that's going back to like you were saying, Schmidt. The whole sponsorship thing can be just an absolute rat race in itself.
Oh yeah.
And if you've got someone cool enough that can be like, look, man, I see you're pretty good. How about I give you a couple of these and you do this for me?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Like that's the best way to sort of
100%.
got a better
and
relationship.
They approach you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all them wanting you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the
I've
going,
never
man.
asked any companies for anything at all.
That just shows
Good shit,
you
brother.
that
Skills.
basically what you're doing is what companies want. Well, it's good enough for companies to put their name with your name to be like, you show the people what we've got. Like
100%.
that's a big pat on your back, I think, to have that.
As sitting there as a company owner, if you will, you are the perfect.
Yeah.
I'd throw clothes on your back, no worries, because you're out there, you're doing it, you're riding, you've got that attitude that
Works.
Yeah, and you want your brand or company to represent, and you sort of just naturally do that because you're just that sort of good dude, and that comes across in your videos, and obviously that's why it's probably taken off so much, because like you were saying earlier that you just sort of did a few videos and then one of your time-lapse ones sort of just took off and went viral-ish, if you will.
Yeah, like I was like messing around trying to do like how-to videos because I seen other channels that went like pretty well by doing that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I also made like a few writing edits and I can't remember what else I did. And then, I just got a new camera because I broke my phone. So I went out and got an actual camera and filmed a time lapse of me just fixing up this landing. And that video, I think it's got over 1 million views now. So
you're kidding.
It's crazy,
man.
Sick, bro. See, we told you he's the man. Like he is the. He's the dude.
That's got him over 1 million views, man?
Because we definitely don't, especially on one video. That's cracker, man. That's so sick. And did that sort of say your following? Did that come instantly from that video, or is it steady, still coming in from that sort of same video because it's still sort of floating around the internet getting good views?
Yeah, that video's kind of died off now, and that video definitely started off my channel like by getting new people in.
Yep.
And then I kind of started with the dirt jump update, so sort of talking about what I'm doing a little bit.
Yep.
And then I made this roller time lapse, and that also went like pretty viral too, and that one still gets a fair bit of views today. To the day now.
Yep.
So you almost like your time lapse videos are your key, huh?
Oh, they've kind of died off now. Like I think people have seen them and not that interested anymore.
Yep. You sort of okay.
So it's very keeping up with the times and keeping up with what people want.
Yeah,
but that's a hard task because you don't know what they want.
Yeah, I know.
They
that.
probably don't know what they want until
no
they see it.
No one knows what they want.
Yeah.
But I guess that is sort of weird to think about, that it's almost like it. In a general sense, were you just like the first dude on the internet to show a time lapse of a built bike, a jump getting built? And because it was so, you were so artistically, you did do a really good job at it. It sells that little bit more. Where like I guess everyone that wanted to see that, those 1 million people that have clicked that have gone, I've watched a jump get built in fast motion now. I don't need to see that anymore. But I'd never seen it, so I frothed it on that first one. Like, I wonder why they.
Yeah,
it
I
does
don't know.
drop.
I think personally, again, looking in on your channel and whatnot, I find that I've seen plenty of jumps being built, real life and time lapse, videoed, whatever.
Yep.
But there's a few reasons. Like, for one, for me, you're in Victoria, and not many people that I know doing it is down here in the area. You're Aussie. There's a lot of people from Europe and overseas, America and all that, doing it.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, that's great to see, but we've watched people, Americans, on the TV
Forever.
all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
good seeing
when
like
you
a young
see
Aussie
someone
dude.
that it's like, this dude's, I could be this dude's mate.
Yeah.
You know, like he's the same as me, and he's doing it. And for me, that's why I like going back and watching it. And obviously, it proves the point that it's probably like that for many others too, because your videos are telling the story.
Yeah, and like it is generally like, you know, it's fully one of those things where like, you know, we'll sit down after a fucking day or whatever when we're eating food, and we literally only watch YouTube. Like,
yeah, don't even have the aerial plugged into the back of the TV.
Like TV, no way. But
Yeah, that's the same as me. I don't watch like TV, Netflix. I just watch YouTube.
Yeah,
and I
man.
watch the most random stuff. Like I don't even watch like bike related stuff. It's just random shit.
just weird stuff. Yeah, man. And
There's
I get
so much of it.
And it's literally like we'll sort of jump in there and be like, well, I know who's dropped new videos or whatever. And like it is one of those things where like if one of us spots it first, we generally get excited like, oh, Greggy's just dropped a new video. Like, what's he doing this time? You know, sit down, eat some food and just be like, fuck yeah, he's doing his fucking garage and all that sort of shit.
That's awesome.
And that's pretty much what you've been doing lately, sort of a bit of just building your sort of workshop up, if you will.
Yeah, just trying to get that all sorted and done. So I've got like too many projects happening at once, and I just need to focus on one thing. Like
I feel you,
nothing
brother.
compared to what you guys
I
are
feel
doing,
you,
but-
brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just focus on one thing and get it done and out of the way.
Fully.
Yep, that's the go.
Sick. And
Set
on that,
and forget.
Yeah, that's it.
you know, on another note, that your little shed is coming up quite. It's pretty funky, man. Like, yeah, you're doing
cool.
a few little things that, it's like clean, neat.
I was about to say it's very clean, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The mounting of the bikes and the floor, as we're saying, you did the epoxy on the floor, and just all of it together complements each other, and it just is a sick work spot area. I really like a shed that looks good, and it looks good.
You know, loves a bit of clean, smooth.
I fucking love it. There's nothing better. Listen to me. It sounds like I'm talking about, I don't know, something other than cleaning.
It's good to have a clean shed because you remember where you put your stuff. It's just easier to work around and everything.
Sure, man.
Definitely.
I like your style, Greg. I really do. I think that's why I gelled from
Straight
the get-go.
away,
Like,
I like this
there
kid.
wasn't even someone else there in my lounge room going, oh, how cool's Greg? It was like all me going, yeah, fuck, this dude's cool as. Check it out by myself.
Sick, man.
But,
That's so sick.
Yeah, fucking good. So, pretty much, man, like, what about your drive? Like, going back to being in Mildura, we've stated that not many people there in the bike scene, not many people there willing to help with the shovel, the digging and all that. What drives you and keeps you motivated when you're doing all that for yourself?
Good question, Trent.
Definitely now that I have the YouTube channel, it definitely keeps me motivated. I feel
Because
like,
of what you need to keep up with?
yeah, like I need to keep doing stuff and keep progressing, like for myself too, and just to keep my channel interesting because
Yep.
like I really enjoy the YouTube stuff. Like I never thought I'd be doing anything like that,
Yep.
and yeah,
So you've
So-
always been into cameras, have you?
no, not at all.
That was just sort of what I was. Yeah. So you're not really much. You're just sort of like you said. Obviously, you started off with your phone,
Yep.
broke that, and thought might as well buy a good camera.
Yeah, that's it.
And yet, so like, what do you use to edit?
I use Final Cut Pro X or whatever it is.
Yep,
I got
yep.
like the bootleg version. Like, I didn't pay for it.
I really like your style, bro.
It's so good. It's very similar to things that happen around
Yeah,
here.
dude, I bootlegged Adobe Premiere
Yeah,
for
same.
fucking 10 years, man. Just I'd
Yeah.
go to markets every year the new one would come out. I'd buy a $15 version from the market, get a crack for it, and we're running for the next year, dude. But these days they've got it. Yeah, I can't pay for that subscription now because I need it all. But keep hustling those fake ones till you can, man. You just
Definitely.
Yeah, I got
Pirate.
that fake Photoshop and everything.
it's
Nice.
sick. The old pirate copies, as long as they do the job, man.
Yeah, it goes alright. I haven't had any dramas with that actually.
Yeah, sick.
No-
so yeah,
no
so
glitches.
you're not you sort of well, as you were a little bit younger, you weren't really into the whole film and all that sort of stuff. But now you do enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah, I do enjoy it now. I used to like watching like bike edits and like Sam Pilgrim and all that back in the day when they just film their bike edits and like kind of just film their trips that they went on and that. And yeah, I always like watching that, but I never thought I would actually get into like filming my own stuff.
Yeah. No, that's cool that you sort of, and it's like it's good that you sort of you didn't think it, then you found it, and you actually enjoy it too. You know, so
Yeah.
And it's kind of what brings a little bit of the bread to the table as
Yeah.
such, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, anyway.
Yeah.
Like, how good's that? Like, I guess
That's
that
awesome.
you couldn't ask for much more.
Getting money for doing what you love doing.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yep.
For sure, man. That's the go. And it always seems to be that way when you set out. It's like, yes, I love cameras, I love bikes. All right, I'm going to film me riding my bikes and cool videos and doing that, and I'm going to get paid for it.
Yeah.
When you don't get paid for it. It's the people that set out and just go, I don't know what I'm doing, but what? Filming cameras, this has all come about. I'm going to put it all together, and it just works.
Might do a time lapse, bang, boof, goes viral. Like, yeah, but that's good, man. Like it is. It's good to just see, like you said, it's good to see like a young Aussie dude into the same sort of shit that we're into with a drive like you, because especially at your age, man, I feel like everyone at your age is just a lazy, useless fuck. Sorry if you are, but like that. Do you a lot of your friends pretty just not good at much?
They're just like gone in. Like one of my mates has like 2 kids now.
Yep. So
It's
they've
like,
yep.
Some of them went to university.
Yep.
Yep.
And yeah, they just have different interests now.
Yep. That's always that sort of, once you hit 18, 20, everyone sort of just goes and goes their separate
You
ways.
find your own way in life.
Yeah.
Or you're starting to by that age anyway, you'd like to think, and that's what separates people.
Yep. And, it
100%.
shows that it's good to see that it shows that how committed you are into your riding and your progression and, just bettering yourself. Like you've already said, you want to make more videos to get better at whatever you're making in the video, as well as keeping your fans happy and as well as just keeping that content up and learning more. And like, man, that's the best drive to have. And to be completely honest, if you stick with that, the fucking sky's the limit, brother.
Definitely.
Sky's the limit.
100%. Yeah.
On that note, what is the plans for the future? Where do you want to take all this?
Well, hopefully I'll be able to go to Canada for.
Yep.
Well, I'll explain the full thing. So this year I was supposed to go to Canada and stay in Whistler for 6 months. I got offered a job just painting houses there, and because of the coronavirus, I wasn't able to go. So I'm hoping in a few. Oh, sorry.
No, you're right, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping soon I'll be able to actually go there and see what comes from that.
That'd be sick.
Nice. So did that come about through the videos, or is this a mate that's contacted you, or did he see your videos?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it came through the videos, but I'm actually like back in the day I was friends with his younger brother, so I guess like that's how they kind of knew who I was already.
Yeah, probably he's probably shown the videos and then he's been like, "Fuck, this dude's
making
sick.
moves. We've got to
We
get
need
him
him
over
down
here."
in Whistler building jumps, man." Yeah, sick. So that obviously that's a pretty big. Whistler being a huge downhill mountain bike place.
Yeah.
Like I know, like Spence went there a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I was going
my
to say
sister's husband.
He did do it there.
Was that a brother-in-law?
Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law. My brother-in-law went there a couple of years ago, and yeah, some of the footage and shit he showed me from there, and even it was like wow, wow. So
some big jumps too. I seen
proper, like you're talking 60 footers and big just booters that are like.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That'll be So that's still apart from it getting sort of shut down with the Rona. Once I guess COVID normal, whatever that is. Once things do get a little bit back into thing, that's still your plan to go over there for a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. It'd be really good.
Sick, man. That's dope. What about still end game? Just sort of still just keep pushing the YouTube and just being that dude on YouTube that builds jumps and does magic.
Yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't mind getting into more motorbike and car stuff also.
Yep.
And yeah, just build a real sick backyard, like big jumps and like little motorbike track and stuff. And
Yeah.
So do you have free range in that backyard?
Yeah, pretty well. Wait, what do you mean by that?
Are you allowed to fill that whole thing with jumps? If you want?
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
what's mum and dad say? Are they like only build here, or they're like go nuts?
I think Mum wants to put a garden out there one day.
Oh, you can spare her a bit of the space.
Mums always want to put a garden out there, so as long as just put a nice little garden bed in one of the middle of the double doubles, she'll love it. But yeah,
Cool.
so
So
obviously-
and are they all for what you're doing? They can obviously see you got traction and the videos are good. Or
Yeah. At first they weren't, but like slowly as I like got things going a bit, like with the views and subscribers, like they kind of like thought, oh yeah, it's actually like coming along.
Yeah.
But yeah, at first it's like get a proper job, work.
Did they?
We've heard that, brother. We've heard that. Don't you worry.
Many times. Did they have any kind of understanding what YouTube was?
No, I don't think so. No.
So that's probably a fair point to why they were saying the
no,
things they were
I
saying.
understand it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you being a young kid, you probably would have just gone up to him in a sense of like, I'm going to get famous on YouTube and make heaps of money, sort of. And they've gone, no, you're going to get a real job. But you're here to proving all the oldies wrong because it's times are changing, dudes. And look, man, this kid's making money off YouTube. So
Yeah, tell me how many offers you've got to go to Whistler
yeah,
from doing the things you do.
yeah, probably
Not
zero.
many.
Well, that's good, man. Like at least you sort of do have a little bit of a aim for the future, and you sort of know where you're going. And it's like you said, it's still you're keeping around all the bikes and motorbikes, cars, and all that sort of thing. Obviously, that's just your jam. Same as us. It's sort of
Fully,
like once you get off a push bike, you get on a motorbike. Once you get off a motorbike because that hurts too much,
You get back on a push bike.
sometimes, or you just get in the car because it's like, you know what, I like this roof around me, and let's just send it in this thing. So.
Yeah. So you've touched on a couple of times since you've been here that you like anything with bikes, but to do with bikes, but you want to get more to the motor side of things, moto and cars. But let's talk about moto as such, because that's what I'm all about and love. What do you want to do with it?
I just wouldn't mind getting an actual like dirt bike because at the moment I've got my old XT 225.
Yep.
It does the job for now, but yeah.
Definitely.
It does. Well, I was just going to
You
pop in and go, he
definitely-
rips this
definitely work
XT,
that
man.
thing hard, man.
That's half the reason why we love this kid, because he gets on this XT farm bike and he rips it like a boss, and it's so good. But
Yeah.
going on, so yeah, like you plan to sort of get something a little bit bigger and better.
All, let's say, motocross style bike.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. And yeah, I wouldn't mind just filming like some riding videos, and yeah, I don't plan to do any racing or any like crazy tricks. I wouldn't mind building some pretty big jumps and that. But
Yep.
yeah, that's what my thoughts
Bush riding
are.
or
Yeah,
enduro.
just like a bit of everything: motocross, bush riding, enduro, whatever.
have
like
fun
just
with
have
it, eh?
fun.
Just
Yeah, that's
yeah.
it.
Just ride the thing. Yeah.
man.
sick.
Well, as soon as you do get that bike, let us know, because we've got plenty of bikes here. And always want more people to ride with.
We'll
Yeah.
definitely sort out a fang.
Yeah, for sure. Whether it's
100%.
at a track or some jumps, like we'll sort something out. But even with that side of things, like that's what this is really good for, the whole YouTube thing and collabing, meeting people through it, like-minded people, all the rest of it. Exactly what's happening here with Greg today is like perfect. Yes, first time we've met him and that, but doesn't mean it's going to be the last. And the next times it's going to be sick. You know, you're going to have different things, i.e. hopefully a new dirt bike, and then we might have a couple of other different things, and it's just going to create, whether it's content or not, but we're creating good fucking times, basically.
Yeah,
That's what it's
it.
all about. the
That's
good
what it's
times.
all about.
Definitely.
So a lot of people can sit back and go, oh, you're wasting your time with this shit. But it's like, fuck, man, no, we're not, because it's something we love and we're meeting cool as fuck people, and probably wouldn't have met you any other way. If we didn't
No,
have
we wouldn't
YouTube,
have.
man, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have watched you, and we wouldn't have the means to. So it's like, fuck, it's pretty cool in that sense, because I know back in the day when I was pushing hard to get into freestyle motocross and whatnot, it was hard, man, because there was no outlets to be like, yo, I've got a computer in my pocket with all the videos on it, let's just see what these dudes are up to and we'll just link up. It was never like that. And firstly, because that wasn't a thing, it was like everyone was so shut off, true.
Oh man,
If
you
you
don't
weren't
ride.
in the crew, it was like, get fucked, you're not coming to our compound. And that's just how it was. But now it just seems to be a little bit more open and like,
Social media,
welcoming.
yeah. Social media sort of put that hand out to be like, all right, if I vibe you and you vibe me, let's do something. Where like before it was like, I don't even care what you're doing, you're not allowed here, man.
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, bro?
I'm focused on what I'm doing, and that's
Yeah.
all that matters. It's like now it's like, actually, no, this is really fucking cool to see other people doing the same things that are like-minded. But hey, they might be doing it better. They might not be doing it the right way.
Yep.
But it's all good to see, because whether you're asking for help or you're giving that help, it's all good shit.
Yep.
You're creating something good, and you're keeping up with, you know, like bloody bikes and freestyle, let's say, on that subject, thinned right out in Australia there a couple of years back, and it was nothing, and it still is. And it's hard to make it something because there's no financials behind it to make it bigger. But with this community group YouTubing thing, it can hopefully bring it back up.
Comes a bit more personal with YouTube too. It's just like,
Sure.
hey dude, come over.
Yeah.
We'll film something.
Yeah.
Bang, you do it, you get it done. You've both got content. It can. What I was going to say too though, have you met many people through the YouTube
Like
game?
this?
Like has many people come to you and been like, let's have a ride? Like we were talking the other day, like you went and seen like the Bendigo dudes.
Yeah,
what are they called?
Aussie Steez.
Aussie Steez, yep, those boys. But like, has there been many of that sort of stuff?
Yeah, like just on this trip alone, like I already hung out with another guy that races BMX,
Yep.
and he makes YouTube videos, Damon Hocking.
Yep.
Yeah, he's local in Bacchus Marsh here.
Yep.
And tomorrow.
Well, we need to get onto fucking you, Damien. Like, give us a buzz, bruv. We're around the corner. Let's do some videos, brother.
Yeah, legit.
Is it Damien or David?
Damon.
Damon,
Damon,
right?
righto.
Give us a buzz, cobber. But yeah, so like, going back, you've sort of met a few people, like,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
been good for that, eh?
Yeah, it's good because otherwise I wouldn't have anyone to ride with when I go away or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yep. And do you kind of reach out via your socials and your YouTube and stuff when you know you're about to go away, or are you constantly looking for people to meet up with, collab, do videos with, or just ride?
Pretty much just ride and have fun. Like sometimes like I just like riding without filming anything and just chilling
Totally.
and having fun.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, fair.
that's good
that.
shit, man. That's the go. What are we looking at? We're getting on for 40 minutes. This has been a pretty good cast so far. I feel
for
comfy.
sure.
It's been smooth. We've had a couple of little, like, I feel like gets a
that's
little bit
alright.
stuck
We're
in there.
always
But
bound. Hey, and we're, like,
been
to
like 3
touch on-
weeks. Where the
I was
fuck are we
about to
been?
say that, man. Just to touch on that to the people that listen and always message us saying, man, we love your shit. Where's the podcast, man. We've been fucking busy, and it's not that we don't want to do it anymore or we don't have nothing to talk about. We've got fucking heaps to talk about. It's just getting it in the right time. And obviously, as you've probably picked up, Greg was here. It was kind of a little bit of last minute organisation on the whole podcast front. While he was here, we might as well squeeze one in.
Weather was a bit shitty outside. We had a bit of a sesh just
Yeah,
before.
we did have a bit of a ride
Had
with
a little
Greg,
bit of
so
a
that was fucking
bit of a
cool.
jump sesh. But yeah, like I think the biggest thing is just, and I think too, it's like
So sorry for being a
Yeah.
bit slack
Late.
on
No,
the-
it's fine. It was. I just like messaged you guys last minute. Yeah, I'm gonna be coming up to down and Bacchus Marsh.
Yeah. And we're like, let's get this going on. But we were talking earlier, we might even try and get in another little sesh Thursday night and go a little bit of a wander and try and do some cool shit. But
because of daylight savings, and we can. How fucking good.
man, I love a bit of daylight savings. But yeah, I guess we've just been a little bit. We haven't made a podcast for it's literally been 3 or 4 weeks. It's probably been a month.
Probably more so 4 weeks, man, because we've been that busy. Just days have been slipping away, and as I said, we've both spoken about it a fair bit since we haven't done one, and we know we keep saying it. Yes, things will start to move a bit more, and we'll be able to do them on the weekly when you guys want them. But at the moment, we're not going to say we're going to do that because we just might not, because we are still so under the pump with setting everything up. And don't get me wrong, it's getting fucking close, but it just seems like that's all we've been saying is like soon. But it's the truth, man.
But it also ends, I don't know, just it's so overwhelming here having so much to sort of do, and it's like you wake up and you could even be like, we could even throw it out in the morning. We're both floating around. We'll do a podcast sort of later on, and like next thing you know, it's fucking 8:30 at night, and you need to cook dinner, and it's like, man, I'm not doing a fucking podcast, like. And that's just sort of how it's felt for the last 4 months. So to all the homies out there that have been fanging for one of these, we are terribly sorry, and we're going to try and keep a little bit more up to date. But
we do have another guest in the lineup for the very near future, and that's going to be another good one. A little bit more bike-related stuff. But yeah, that's there. But as for the just general sense talking, people hearing, a bit of motivation talk, a bit of like real stuff that's going on in the world and just real stuff about us, they are coming, and there's some good shit to be spoken about between the two of us, that's for sure.
And like you said, there's a few talking to a few people so we can get some good guests on, which is pretty much a big aim. Personally, it's a big aim for this. I'd rather sit here and talk to people than sort of just talk about ourselves.
Yes, 100%.
Which is what we're doing now anyway.
But that's what people love.
Yeah.
We always get the callback of like, man, we love hearing your stories, what you've been through, how you've dealt with it, all the rest of it, because we're fucking real.
Yep.
And I get that, but it can be a little bit hard sometimes to constantly talk on those things. So it's good to get people like yourself, Greg, to break that up in a sense, because it's not all fucking easy.
Yep. But
For sure.
yeah, so that's just a little bit of a sorry for all y'all and all that sort of thing. But I'm just trying to really think on top. Like, I feel like there was a couple of other things that I really wanted to be like, what's the go here? Oh, actually, because we talked it outside. What do you do for work?
Oh, so over the summer season, I work in like this shed, like where for when they do the harvest and that.
Yep.
I work like the day shift, getting like the tractors and that ready for the next day and grease the harvesters.
Yep. So almost
For
semi like diesel mechanic-y almost.
Yeah, not quite. I don't like fix any like major problems or anything, just like small shit. And,
Yep. Mechanic's hand.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah.
And then I guess that goes on to we've had a couple of yarns before we got on the podcast, but you asked the same sort of question, like where did you find that talent? How did you learn to know how to do that stuff?
Well, firstly, I just want to say, like, Greg, that was one thing with Greg and his videos was just like I was just spun out by the amount of things you would just try to do, and then obviously either teach yourself or learn how to do them along the way, or just get something done from nothing. Like I seen there one of the first videos, as I was saying to you before, like you built your own computer, and I thought that was cool as fuck because you just didn't go out and pay some place to do it for you. It was liquid cooled, all that cool shit that I'm into, and I was like, fuck, you're actually doing it, man. Like that's cool as fuck. So very, very motivational, and you've got a good fire under your bonnet, that's for sure. So carry on.
So yeah, like going on to that, where does that come from?
Yeah, well, just like growing up, my dad always like built stuff out of nothing. Like he would make a shed out of like some random material and stuff like that.
Yep.
And just growing up at school, learn a few things, but most of it's just like self-taught, just because I want to go out and learn how to do this and like just get it done myself.
Yep.
Because it's like expensive to pay people to do things for
Sure,
you.
man.
Yeah. Just trying to learn how to do
And
it.
especially where you live too, like being Mildura, it's very rural based.
Yeah, it's not as rural as people think. Like
Right.
I don't live
It's still
that.
a bit of a city, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a rural city. Like
Yep.
I think probably about 70,000 people live there, so
Yep.
it's not that small.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Because I do know the reason I say that was like we know like people that are from farming areas or out back a little bit rather than in the cities and all that are exactly like you, man, and us. They'd get shit done with, you might not have all the things to get that thing done, but you make it work. And that really shone through with your videos, man. And as I've said a bunch of times, it's what keeps me going back to watching it. So keep doing what you're doing, man, because you're fucking
Yeah,
on,
like there
on a
was
good
something
one.
on. What was the last one you dropped? Where you were hanging your bikes and you did something else.
Yeah, like I put internet out to the shed too.
That's what
Yeah,
you're doing.
plumbing
You were
that's
doing all
it,
that, man. We were watching that and we were like, look at this dude go around. He's
Digging trenches. Like,
trenches.
fuck. So see a bit of conduit straight up the wall. Like you were smashing that post out from the shed and that. I was like, fuck, that looks like a fuck fest. And then you pulled it apart and it's like, huh, look at that. It's like I brought one.
Yeah,
that's
man.
so good.
Like that's the sort of drive that's. So I guess you've sort of always just been a shed kid, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
even
guess
as a
so.
young dad, like your old man was probably building things and you were just there in the shed with him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, sick. That's the go.
And you obviously love it.
Yeah.
You like the probably the same as most other people that get the feeling from it. It's like you love the challenge of not knowing how exactly it's going to go together, but then you know that there's that little bit of something there. It's like, yeah, I think I can do that. Maybe use that, get that. And then at the end, it's like, get fucked, look at that, it works, and how satisfied am I? Like, it's
a good feeling.
It is a good feeling, man. It's hard to find that.
Especially when you like kind of doubting yourself too, like thinking, oh, maybe it won't work, but then you end up making it happen.
Yeah,
And there's other people out there that have got businesses making these things, whatever it may be, and it's like, oh, well, maybe that's why they're doing that, because only they can do it. And it's like, no, actually, fuck that. I'm not doubting myself anymore. Do it. And it's like, I'm going to take my prototype over to the business and say, fuck you guys, I did this myself.
Yeah, man. Like it's definitely the best sort of attitude to have with that sort of thing. I mean, I'm all for. I've been pretty DIY for a while now. Like it, and you have to rely on people.
Yeah, like that's one thing
That's the
I've like
biggest-
found out in life is like don't rely on people
Yeah.
because you probably get let down most of the time.
Yeah, man.
I guess, and probably would a lot of that come from the dirt building?
Yeah.
I'll be over. I'll come over. I'll help you. Yeah, you're not coming over,
Or
mate.
it's like, so when are we riding? After we dig. Oh, fuck, I'm busy on the digging days. When are we riding, though? Like,
Always.
fuck, man.
There's always that.
Yeah, nah, for sure, man. That's awesome. It's fucking all awesome. It really is, Greg. I'm stoked to have you here.
Definitely. So, what did we just go? Almost pushing 50 minutes. I think that's probably pretty good. I don't want to stretch it out and sort of end up not.
No, we don't need to string her out any longer to try and push it through.
That's it.
It is what it is.
You're lucky we got this one. I mean, we got Greggy here, mate.
Yeah, fuck.
This
Very,
is
very true.
big deals.
Yep, fucking oath.
Crazy stuff.
In saying all of that, Shane.
Talk to me.
I was just gonna be like, you know, we've touched on some good things and we've spoken on some good shit and we've got some things that we want to do outside the podcast. So is it time that we make those things happen
Probably.
rather than not sit here on the couch and just talk shit?
Well, that's exactly right. Let's go do some shits.
Fuck yeah.
But I guess I don't know if you got anything to say, Greg. You want to fucking give a shout out to anyone? You want to tell everyone to piss off or?
Nah, you've got to tell everyone. That's what I was going to say at the start, but we got on a roll with talking about shit. Tell all the people listening what your YouTube channel is and where to go, how to find you.
And that, definitely. Because y'all better check this shit out.
Yeah, well, if you just go on YouTube and search Greg Barling, my stuff should come up. And then just on Instagram, Greg Barling. It's just my name. If you search it up, you probably find something of mine.
And Barling's Barling.
Yep.
Greg Barling. Look it up, search it,
Get
like
around
it,
it.
subscribe it, hit the bell, do all those things. You won't miss another video of Greg's, and I'm telling you, you won't be fucking disappointed.
Because we love it. It's good shit.
Definitely, man. Yeah, don't stop doing it, eh? It's fucking good. Like Boggs was saying, those few times that we get home after a big fucking day or walk inside from a big day out here, and it's like, fuck yeah, hope Greg's fucking all. You know, those few people that I've got in my subscription list, and then you see the little blue dot on your head, and it's like, fuck yeah, we're on for a good 15 minutes here.
Awesome.
Buckle in.
Yeah, sick. Hey, can you stop biting your fingernails or your toenails while we're here doing nothing?
Righto, well, let's fucking wrap this thing up.
Definitely. Thanks
Again,
for popping
Greg.
in, Greg. We appreciate
good.
it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No worries,
anytime,
anytime.
man,
Maybe we'll
anytime.
on another note, if anyone's got any sort of questions and all that sort of stuff, you can clearly, like you said, go ask Greg yourself. Put them in the comments in our thing. Hit us up. Maybe we'll get him on another time and we'll talk about other stuff or all that sort
Or
of
if
thing.
you'd like to see us up in Mildura, maybe on Greg's big fucking line of jumps in his backyard, hey, let us know because I'm down for that. And even if you don't want it, you're probably going to see it at some point.
Yeah, it's definitely that'll be a day. That'll be a day. But also too, there is a couple of plans on maybe going for a bit of a sesh. Like we said, we had a little bit of a jam earlier today. The weather's a little bit how you going, and we had our ghetto little setup, but might go for a little bit of a jam Thursday night. Worst case, see what happens. But either way, I think after this little jam, I think we're definitely going to stay in touch. Like you said, you travel down here to Backers a lot, so you're always fucking welcome here, Brand. So we're definitely going to have heaps more jams. The skate park's fucking hopefully going to get built in the backyard. In the back there, we'll get a fucking foam pit going, and we'll start sending it and doing some gnarly shit soon.
Yeah, awesome.
Sounds good.
Sure, man. Well, again, thank you, Greg, for dropping in and having a yarn and keeping the people that we like to keep occupied for this time.
That's it.
But yeah, man, if you got to say anything, Shane,
Once again, do your normal thing. Rate it, subscribe,
hit the bell.
go on the podcast and watch the videos and watch more videos and listen to just do as much as you can.
And once you've done that, jump over to again Greg Barling's channel, YouTube channel.
Check it out.
Greg Barling. Search him up.
And rate it on the iTunes because it goes a long way.
Definitely
All right.
does.
Sorry we've gone a little bit lame. I'm just trying to think a lot here just to be like, have we covered everything? But I think this has actually been a pretty good podcast and I'm pretty fucking happy with it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much, Greg. You're a fucking legend. The Dirt God, Greg Barling.
Over and out.
Appreciate it.
Pop 'em on us, pop 'em on us, pop 'em